Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Hello, and thank you for joining us for this episode of Her Version. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I'm speaking with two amazing women named Dr. Elizabeth Rainwater and Dr. Latonya Rainwater. They are the creators of, is it ELR Shop or ELR Shop?
ELR Shop.
ELR Shop. They spent years mentoring and counseling students to work hard to accomplish their educational goals and encouraging them to go beyond the textbooks. In becoming teachers, they saw a special need to create and provide educational products for kids and inspirational products for all ages to inspire and uplift people around the world. Today, through ministry and mission work, they are making a difference. Welcome, Elizabeth and Latonya. How are you? So I want to, speaking of education, I want to kind of unpack a little bit what you have both created together as far as a business in and amongst the word education. Can you share more with us about what you do, your business, who you help, what your mission is?
Yes. So we have an Etsy shop called ELR Shop, and ELR Shop is based on our first initial of our names and our last initial of our last names.
I love it.
So we wanted our shop to have a special meaning. So we took our names, and we also looked at whenever we were going to going to provide something for everyone worldwide, we looked at what's missing. And when we were teaching kids in China, we looked and we saw how hard it was for them to even have the resources. And so we looked at it, and the parents would be like, well, I want my kids to have a better life. I want them to learn more. I want you to give them more than what's being presented here. But we had to stick to what the curriculum had. But I would go beyond it, and my sister would go beyond it, and that would sometimes get us in trouble. But we would teach them beyond that of what we knew. And then we get that phone call that, I want you to stick to this, but I never stuck to it. And we just said that, one day we got together and we said that, what, we're going to create our own thing. We're going to create books to teach them how to write. Kids from the United States, kids from all over the world, China, Europe, everywhere. And we want them to learn how to write. We want them to learn how to read, do math, know their grammar and their spelling. And so we made these books together. And we created coloring books that had that would represent different things, and affirmation cards, and just things to uplift and inspire people.
And so in creating those things, anybody that buys out of that shop, whether you have kids or not, people have taken the simplest thing, a coloring book. And our coloring books are unique because we design them based off of what would we like to see, based off the kids we had taught. A lot of these coloring books are educational. It teaches them about culture, drugs, and keep out of that and things like that. But I think somebody took one of the coloring books. I can't quite remember which one it was.
The African American children's coloring book.
Okay, and they took it and they used it at a domestic shelter for women and kids that have been abused. They gave it to the kids, and we know what that's like because we was volunteers for a domestic shelter, so we know what it's like for the kids and the women. So we know automatically by you taking that coloring book, we know how much joy that brought each one of those kids, because they're in a difficult situation already, and that's not home. So just that person did, and we had a conversation with the person that bought it, and we thanked them, because we want anybody buy out of that store to be inspiring and uplifting, and something that they can educate, whether it's giving it away, donating it to somebody. We take those proceeds, every drop, and we pour it back into our ministry, to missions work, to feed people, to evangelize to a child, revivals, crusades, and locally, nationally, internationally. That is our goal, and our dream is to just be an encouragement to other people during difficult times. We're on a disaster relief team as chaplains. People are going through a lot of things, especially with the shooting in the school. And, I think our team might go down there and just be a blessing to the people down there in that community that's going through grief. And going to the most dangerous parts, and just encouraging people that's going through something. And we take those proceeds, every drop, and including even our money, which isn't a whole bunch, because we had lost our job back in March of this year. And so all we have is this shop. And we're that money that we have earned from teaching, we pour it back into helping others, literally,
and creating these educational and inspirational products. And we just want people to know that you don't have to necessarily have kids in order to give back to a child out here. Like my sister said, there's organizations that you can buy a bunch of coloring books and give it to them to print off all these things. You can give math worksheets, spelling worksheets, donate it to a school. There's all kinds of ways, and we always encourage people that take these products and make them even bigger. Use them for something creative, and let us know what that is. Because we get even more inspired. We're doing even more greater things, and we just want to continue to be a blessing to people.
Absolutely. What's the age range?
So, man, I want to say, is it four?
I say 4 to 12, and then some go to the younger ages, 4 to maybe 16, depending on which product that a person chooses. Like with our grammar book, that teaches kids from, I would say, elementary school age on up to probably middle school. And it just gives them the ability to learn even more beyond what they're being taught in school, and they can even jump ahead of learning, like the spelling books as well. Those things as well, we made it where it's not just one particular age, but where the kid could continue learning even bigger words. So there's just a lot of things there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even with these like math book and spelling and the grammar book, even though it says kids, it can also be used for adults, because we learned in teaching English as a secondary language that the parents didn't even know how to do certain things, grammar wise. So even though it's kind of like kid wise, it's actually beneficial to the adult that doesn't know those things as well, because it breaks it down more simpler for them to actually learn. So everybody can be learning from these things.
And we have scripture cards just to uplift and encourage people. We have affirmation cards, and those were designed basically because we looked at life and we said that what, I always, these are the things that I would like to have been told, and these are some things that I was told, and scriptures that we love. So we created things that would actually have a powerful impact on people.
And some of it, and then there's wall art that isn't scripture. It's like our favorite quotes that inspire people. So we're getting more into that because we love quotes, and we got our own sayings that inspire people. You know, we're on social media, uplifting and encouraging people all the way around the world that writes in that might not be religious. Some are. That's inspired, you know, by our testimonies and our journey. You know, we've been through so much, and we share that with the community.
Absolutely. I love that. I love the passion that you have acquired from all of these challenges that you've gone through. And I really think that the journey that you've been on is really going to help instill the educational piece that's so important within the younger generation, for sure. Stuff like this, and having women like you who understand it and who actually are putting a focus on these younger individuals is really what's needed in the world today, for sure.
Yeah, yes, truly, because reason why we focus on the younger generation is because they are the next generation, and we want to equip that generation and empower and uplift them to go do great things. We don't want them out here doing bad things, or the system get them, or anything else. You know, we want them out here doing awesome things, and that's what we always taught our kids, is that, hey, we want you to dream big. What do you want to be? I asked the littlest babies from ages 4, what do you want to be? Well, I don't know quite yet, but there's this I want to be. One wanted to be a YouTuber. You know, okay. Well, all right. Well, how are you going to inspire somebody with that YouTube? So you get them young. And
yes.
And another thing is that, you know, we were on our way to get some things for going out of town for a mission trip one day, and we ran into these 2 young ladies that were doing a bullying program. And the young lady just stopped and said, you know what? I didn't finish school. Yeah. She said, I didn't finish school. Said that, you know, I always wanted to go to college and do something. Said, do you think that I can still do that? And we said that, you know what? Going to college and going to school has no age limit. You can do whatever you want to do out here. You're already inspiring kids to not be bullies. You can do this. So you should go back and you should do what you always wanted to do out here. And the young lady was so inspired, and she just said, you know, I needed to hear that.
Yeah, because like I said, my sister is totally right. There's no age limit. We started a classroom with a woman with an oxygen tank and people in wheelchairs. And so, and they are older people. And you know, we looked at that. Our parents always taught us to go to school and be something. When I tell you, my dad was military, and he's like babies at very young age. I think we probably was maybe 4 or 5 years old. And he said, what do you want to be? Okay, once you told him what you want to be, how you gonna get there? And so we always had a focus and a plan. And you know, when you look at it, it doesn't matter what age you are. Our mother didn't get an opportunity to complete high school. I think she dropped out in 9th grade because she had over 18 siblings, and she helped with them, so she dropped out. But when I tell you, that woman had educated us with little education. This woman we have over 5 degrees, multiple certification, international, nationally. This woman our parents has blessed us so much and educated us with the littlest education they had. They taught us how to read and write at young age, maybe 3 and 4. We was the best spellers. We was the best readers, awards and everything, honors. And these people have blessed us, and we have such a passion for education that it's not even funny that we pour into the education system when it comes to people, and encouraging them to keep going no matter what age, because we know how our mother felt. And she said, I didn't make it, But I told her every time we walked across that stage, and then Lord knows it was so many times, but we told her we walked it for you because it didn't matter. That piece of paper didn't matter. I did the work, but it didn't matter as much as it did to them, because you know, this is for you. The work that you instilled in us and blessed us.
Wow.
And we walked for them every time, you know, because we already know that skill set. God once told us that I blessed you with so many tools. And one day I'm going to open a door so big, you're going to use all those tools. And my God, we have used all those tools.
I love it. I absolutely love it. What are your big dreams for your business?
I would say that one of the biggest dreams that I have for the business is that, you know, people all over the world will come to know about it. That they'll come to know about it, and that they'll see the great things that we are doing with our business to help other people. You know, we put out there all of these videos and things of what we do with the proceeds and stuff. So, you know, we're going to continue to show people what we do with it. And I would love to see a lot of our products turn into different languages and just build from there. What else can I create, you know, for adults and everything that we can think of? We just want to be inventive. And so that's something that has been my biggest dream for this shop since it opened.
That's fantastic. What about you, Latonya?
It's pretty much the same thing. Both me and my sister are creative individuals. We draw, and whatever we can think, we meet that goal and beyond it. And you know, we see a need, and we see a lot. And so if we see a need, it's going to probably be in that shop. It's probably going to be in that shop, educating somebody or inspiring somebody. You know, I just saw this here. You know, let me create this to help somebody that's dealing with that. You know, we want that shop to be a blessing to people. You know, this every proceed pours into our ministry and mission work out here, but I didn't want to do like a crowdfunding or anything like that. I wanted something where people can have something and be blessed by it, and also see where the proceeds are going as they monitor our lives, because we put that up there and we talk about ourselves. And so I wanted something where somebody is receiving something, but they also blessing somebody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this has been absolutely fantastic. I so appreciate you both coming on and spending some time here on the Her Version podcast, speaking to the females out there who are enduring their own stuff, who are going through their own stuff. And, you know, hearing stories like this is the inspiration that a lot of them need for the day to be able to continue, to be able to push forward, to be able to create whatever journey they are supposed to be on. But I love to end with advice to the audience. And I'd like to speak to the females specifically. What advice would you give to the females listening live now or on the replay who are struggling with understanding why finishing school is so important? The dropout statistics are pretty high.
Yes,
it very much is, and that's why we had became at our graduate school the first two African American females to enter into this brand new mentoring program to keep people in school and encourage and uplift them, because like I said earlier, they deal with so much, and a lot of these was women. They have their own, they have kids at that point with graduate school. They just got married with some of them, or just life in general. And when you look at those things, just stay encouraged and stay in school no matter what, because the rates are very high, especially when they get all the way up to that master's degree and that doctoral level. That's the time where they struggle, where they kind of try to drop out. And those are the people we had to talk to, even in our program, and going through the same thing. Their dissertations and be like, well, I want to quit because my husband doesn't understand that I have all this work to do. He wants me to do this and do that. There's so many obstacles, but just keep on, keep going. Don't let anything stop you, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you look at society now, it's not the way it used to be. People think that by dropping out of high school, that I could just get a GED and I can just go work at McDonald's. Well, McDonald's now require an associate's degree and a bachelor's. So that very thing that you didn't consider is in the littlest jobs that you think, okay, a high school diploma, they're not wanting that anymore. They want they want college.
Wow.
Education. And so for people that think they can just walk in somewhere, some places you can, but some places they have gotten more strict. You can't anymore. So if anything, that should give you more than motivation, that don't quit, get something. Get something that you can use. And I think Elizabeth wants to say something.
Yeah, what I would say to women out here is that it doesn't matter what stage of life that you're in, look at the bigger picture. Just take a look at the bigger picture, and if there's any goals that you have set, or maybe you haven't even thought about any goals, take that time out to look at where you see your future. And if you don't see what that is, just take a time out to look at where you want to be 1 year from now, a couple of months from now. Sometimes people say that, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I look at it like, where do I see myself tomorrow? Where do I see myself at the end of the week? Set small goals and work towards those, and think about, if you're a mother, think about your children. And, if you're an auntie, think about your nieces and nephews, how you're going to be a role model to them. Think about the other people out here that are watching you, that need your help out here. And that should be a great motivation to you to do something different out here. I know that a lot of women, they look at things like, I can't do this because I don't have that. Well, me and my sister have had times where we absolutely didn't have nothing, didn't have any form of money, and you don't have to have money to be able to inspire people. You don't have to have money to be able to do anything out here. You can go out here on the street and inspire somebody by just sharing your story. You can go out here and talk to people. I watch this young lady a lot that just gets up every morning and she brings out her keyboard and just does street ministry, playing music. And that inspires me when I look at young people doing different things. And I say, well, we're in our 30s and other people are younger than us and even older. We can be an inspiration out here as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. So for those that are resonating with your story and what you're doing and your shop, where can they find you on social media? Where are you predominantly present at?
I would say that we're mostly present on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And then what is the username for one of those, or like what's your Insta?
ELR Shop.
Oh, really? Wow, you guys made it simple.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Insta, I believe that most people have Insta. Go to ELR Shop and make sure you follow, like, and share their content. For those of you that are interested in visiting the shop, the website is right above their head, www.etsy.com/shop/ELR Shop. I so appreciate you both being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this beautiful Monday morning. Again, for those of you watching live right now, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us. For those of you watching on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay so we can send you some love. Thank you so much for joining us here on Her Version. This community is expanding every single day and is filled with females who are striving to do better than they did yesterday. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. Be sure to reach out to me here with any stories. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. As always,